It's a BJP government in Karnataka.
No, the point, you see, but the point is Karnataka is being targeted for obvious political reasons.
Not Karnataka, the Karnataka government.
That Karnataka government, but there's only talk of Karnataka. And Karnataka government has really swung into action immediately. The Deputy Chief Minister went to the railway station, reassured all the panic-stricken students, and many of them actually came back after his reassurance. But the fact is that the catching hold of the rumour mongers, because the rumour mongers are very centrally organized. It started with Mumbai, spread to Pune, to Nashik, to Hyderabad, and finally came to... And
it can't be so difficult.
I agree. I believe Bangalore police
I'll tell you why.
must act.
I'll tell you why, Chandan Mitra.
Much more strongly.
No, Chandan Mitra, you know, the Mumbai police can crack the whip on people who spread rumours about a monkey man, who spread rumours about some chaddi banyan gang floating in the city suburbs. But against people who spread communal rumours, Ajit Doval, which are much more dangerous, somehow hands are tied, Mr. Doval.
No. Well, I can tell you, if you want to, and if you really apply one, we can do that. But I have got two small points to make before the discussion is over. Number one, in 1993, the Bodos were in majority in most of the areas except the subdivision of Gosaigaon, which now they have been reduced to a minority. Secondly, leave aside which community, which religion or which this thing. If the government is able to establish the rule of law and vacate all the land, which is the government land, the forest land, the Charaga lands, and the pools and the ponds which have been cultivated, this thing which belongs to the government or the common property of the village, let this encroachment be taken out.
No, you see,
and all the problem of that area will be redressed.
Your point
you
is
will find that everyone who is living there and who has settled himself there is not the indigenous person of that area. And it is a government land. Let them be anyone.
I am not even talking of...
If they have encroached the land, there is no encroachment of the government land that has been done by the local tribes.
Mr. Doval, I am not even talking of the infiltration issue. That is a separate area of discussion. I am saying in China, last year in June, one man who was suspected of sending one message on the internet about some rumor about riots, he was picked up, there was a huge security clampdown. The man was picked up in Guangdong in the industrial heartland and simply sent into lockup. No questions asked. Simply sent into lockup.
This has happened in this country.
No, after that there was no further...
When we had problems in Punjab and when we had problems in other parts of the country, it has happened, and I am sure that the government agencies will definitely act fast.
No, but why then?
They are capable of
why then is there nothing done since...
and getting them neutralized.
Yes, Chandan Mitra.
Arnab, if the government had acted, against the man from a part of a particular town of UP, went and made this insightful and provocative speech in Mumbai and slammed him and put him behind bars, by now a strong message would have gone. But the government will not do it because it affects their vote bank.
Do you agree with the vote bank argument, GM Srivastava? Yes. You've been a very senior police officer, you've been head of the Assam police. All our panelists say eventually it's a vote bank.
There has been this kind of a thinking has been prevailing in this part of the country and more so outside Assam.
Yes.
That perhaps for the purpose of gaining more votes, and they refer back to Sadullah and all those times. And it looks, but then in the present day scenario, when you find that there are political parties out and out belonging to a particular religion or a group, then in that scenario you really can't say that a particular political group which were earlier being blamed for taking them as a vote bank would be doing it or would be accepting it. Because they're not exactly their vote bank. But then yes, all these disturbances when they are created, and when you have the rehabilitation camps created, you will find that if 2,000 people were affected or 2 lakh people were affected, suddenly it will swell up to 4 lakhs, and then you find that some new faces have also been accommodated and accepted into it.
No, but you know, the most unfortunate thing, sir, is that the innocent people continue to be the victims. People live in fear. When will the next SMS be sent? When will the next inflammatory statement be made? When will the next provocative speech be made? And all the people who do it. Tomorrow, if there is violence and lots of people are affected, there is no action against the people because of whom the violence is spreading in the first place.
No, that's right. There is no action against the people.
And we have become a soft state.
A little while ago when I told you the initial stage when we should have acted very harsh on such elements, perhaps we were slow in it here in Assam.
Yeah.
And that is what has gone to this extent now.
No, but Mr.
there are
Srivastava, now that you are declared, you can afford to say all these things. But I want to tell you, the government of Assam immediately issued the suited site order, and we have mobilized forces, and we are not shying away from any tough action.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing.
Yeah,
and we are working absolutely in a non-partisan way.
Yeah.
You know, what is
I also
important,
think I would
all
say
of us should join together and work against these fundamentalist forces,
Unfortunately,
whether it's a Hindu fundamentalist force or whether it's Muslim fundamentalist force.
Unfortunately,
that is very important.
unfortunately,
I'd like to add to it what you said.
No,
it's not only that, the first few hours and first few days are very important.
No, but
Thereafter, whatever you do,
that's
it only holds the situation.
That's all
It
well
doesn't
said,
help
but you know,
in
unfortunately,
containing it that fast.
unfortunately,
One.
people
and number two, you will find that on social milieu, we have not been able to bring about the intimacy between the two groups over there and in those areas, because no such action apparently has been taken at the local level.
Mr. Srivastava, what
Social engineering,
you know, if you want to, you can do something. My simple point here is that some people have decided we will not act against these people who incite hate. Those people are too weak to act against those groups. It could be political reasons. And the most unfortunate thing is this is what allows these fundamentalist forces to then try and dominate the discussion. They should simply be put in lockup. They should be put in lockup. They should be exposed instead of, you know, being made to feel that the whole system is too weak to act against them. Let's see what happens. I think we've raised a few valid points.
I'd just like to add one thing.
Yeah, there are times when we have to really put a check
yes,
on these
Mr. Doval.
people. That free movement and then coming back from those camps and in their own area, coming out with inciting statements. You know, these are the things that add to it. And this is what we have seen in case of Assam. Things were improving, people were going back to their camps, and then suddenly a few people who had come back
then
from
I
those
want,
areas,
it's not a few people. Mr. Srivastava, it's not a few people, is it, Chandan Mitra? These are specific people. These are evil people. These
absolutely
they are troublemakers. You can't call them. You can't call them anonymous people.
We have to take action against them. I fully agree with you on that.
And I am saying this today. There are even some politicians who have been. There are some politicians also who have been indulging in this hateful spread, who have been saying the most insightful things and getting away with it. I'm just not naming them tonight. And that's why they are not on air tonight on this channel. Chandan Mitra has made them.
That there are hopeful
Chandan Mitra.
things, and there are people who are also hoping to become new leaders in that case.
This, this is organized. This is organized. And
Chandan Mitra, please.
We are putting our
Chandan Mitra, please.
Organized and pre-planned, organized, pre-planned, premeditated, and it is a political game, and a dangerous political game being played by some people. Now they have managed to institutionalize and create a huge network to threaten and terrorize people from the northeast. As it is, people from the northeast, you know and I know, are not treated very well in other various parts of the country. And today they are.
But then Chandan Mitra,
because
but then Chandan Mitra,
security.
Chandan Mitra, what about people who warn of a third wave of radicalization as a consequence of what's happening in Assam?
Yes, they are getting radicalized. I am telling you, it's a normal human psychology. When these students, I met many of them who came today to meet L.K. Advani and Mrs. Sushma Swaraj. I was present with them today. I finally spoke to the police commissioner of Delhi, and I could make out that they were so terrorized, but also there was a sense of, you know, that they had to avenge this. That the people who are conspiring against them, and we appeal to them to keep calm and not create this. But these people want, the people who are instigating them want a bloodbath, and we must do everything possible, Arnab, to stop this from happening. But I am afraid that the some major political parties and some really, you know, diabolical forces in the country don't want peace. They want the divide, they want a bloodbath, so that their position and their strength increases.
Well, they know neither the history. These people know neither the history of India nor the history of Assam. I'll follow this up again, ladies.
Listen, I want to say something.
Yes, Pradyut.
See, what I basically wanted to say, whatever is happening in other states now, they are trying to take advantage of the fragile situation in Assam.
I agree with
What
you.
is important is the forces are working and they have a bigger game. And you know, they probably their eyes are fixed on 2014 election. They want that this
Your
country
government, your party's
or the
government is
government
at the
should be
center.
destabilized.
Stop
And they
them.
are working in this area with this agenda. So we have to work together and we have to put these things down in a very strong manner.
Tell your government in Delhi
In fact, what
to
Mr.
act.
Chandran
Tell
Mitra,
your government in Delhi
said
to
about
act.
what happened in Delhi and they discussed about things. It's
Oh.
not being seen on the ground over here.
Okay, gentlemen,
In the
we're
sense
following
that,
this up.
All the local
We're following
workers
this up. I say at the very end, Mohandas Pai, a good idea may be.
They are behaving in a very strange way in the state.
A good idea, Mohandas Pai, at the end may be for the cosmopolitan people of the great city of Bangalore to come out there in solidarity and show that they will not allow these lumpen elements to create any atmosphere of fear.
I agree with
in
you.
their city.
I agree with you. I agree with you,
appreciate
Arnab.
this.
I think that's
We
what the
appreciate
citizens of
it.
Bangalore are planning to do. I think that's the right thing to do.
I hope that happens. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you.